Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. Today I've got yet another 23-24 season preview. This time we're heading off to the grassroots level, which is below the level of that Red Katana. I'll be to be joined here by the manager of Durham City, Wayne Gredziak. Thank you very much for joining me, Wayne. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you. Welcome and nice to meet you finally, and good to be on, to be honest.
Yeah, great, lovely to meet you too. Obviously, one of the things that happened with your club, obviously, you reformed. When was it when the club reformed?
Well, what it is obviously there's been a lot of troubles with the club, and obviously they've been highly broadcast through the mainstream media, through local media, through everywhere on social medias and everything like that. And it was back in December last year that Gary Hutchinson took over as chairman and myself as manager. And that's when we took over the running of the club. I've been at the club before. I've been a player and I've been a manager before with Gary, and Gary's been chairman before. Obviously, like I said, is what's happened is the as you've seen, the actual the scores and everything has been highlighted, but it's been not been acceptable the way the club's been run. And thankfully now that me and Gary have got the club back, hopefully where it should be going in the right direction.
And how difficult was it to come back to social media with all the controversy that's happened? People still hating on the club at all with what's happened obviously last year with incidents with Dan Bell, for example.
Yeah. Well, like I said, is obviously that has come from the previous chairman and the previous regime. Like I said, is that's unfortunate. Like I said, is I don't really want to touch it because I don't really know a lot about it. Like I said, is I know that it's been highly broadcast what's gone on. I don't know who's in the wrong, who's in the right, or whatever. And to be fair, it's irrelevant. What I do know is obviously where the club are at now, and what that, like you said, is when we first took over, we've got to start from scratch with everything, with social media, with kits, with bibs, with little things down to first aid kits, training aids and stuff like that. We had none of it. Like I said, I knew it was going to be difficult, and so did Gary when we first came in. Obviously, what it was the main thing is this club, Durham City, has got a history back to 1918. Now, with that history dating back to 1918, it's a massive achievement to still be going at this day and age, a non-league club, and still be running. Now, what's happened obviously in the past is old social media and stuff like that, and the old club and the old team, we're not good enough. But that's by the by. At the end of the day, is me and Gary, we've come to do a job, and that job was to get Durham back where it belongs. A big club with the history should be back up in the Northern League and playing in that sort of level, should I say, in the pyramid system. But going back to your question with the socials, when we first took over, we had nothing. The old previous team had deactivated every single player. They had deregistered them from the league. They had deregistered Durham. They withdrew their affiliation. They withdrew their team from the league. They took their old kits. They took their old training kit. Only thing that we actually were left with, would you believe, was still we had the pitch, which had been paid. So we still had the pitch, which was a bonus, but we had no team, no social media. The social media was of the old Durham account was not given back to us, so we start scratch. Sorry about that. We had to start scratch. So yeah, that's where we're at.
If you're getting new social media, it's probably best anyway. You wouldn't want those tweets that were made to actually be part of the club still in that sense. It's not great, is it? Would it really?
No. It's like I said, it's unfortunately it's still going on now, and there's still bad things coming from that. There's still bad things coming from that account, but thankfully that account's no longer affiliated to Durham. We've tried to verify our account with a blue tick, which you may have seen that Durham City now has a blue tick. We've tried to distance ourselves from that, and what that account done is, in the end of the day, it's disgusting. But that's by the by. It's like I said, it's disgusting. It's horrible. I feel sorry for Dan Bell. I feel sorry for Charlotte. I feel sorry for the people out there. But they have it. The old chairman or whoever's doing it has no right to do that. So,
as I said, it's still going on. I remember Dan had tweeted the other day some screenshots that someone sent him of a account still giving him hate. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Can you just pause this a minute? It's all right. 2 seconds. So like I said, it goes back to what we were saying about Dan Bell and that, like that. It's disgusting, and no person should be subject to that on social media. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm all up for free speech, and I'm all up for people having their own opinions. But when it starts becoming impersonal, then that's bullying, in my opinion.
Yeah, and obviously you said, well, you've lost the entire team. What was it like getting team players back to join the club again?
Well, like I said last season, our main aim, me and Gary, we sat down, and Tony Stubbs was on board then, and our main aim was to get mainly a committee in, so we could start running things ourselves. To be brutally honest, me and Gary, we sat down many times. We thought, were we actually going to make it to the end of the season? Do you know what I mean? We had. It's not just as simple as getting a team and going out and play. As a club in the Northern League or non-league or any league, you have to pay officials. Now, officials are in the Wayside League up to 150, 160 pounds for all three of them per game.
Wow.
Now this is what I'm saying is there's a lot of outgoings in non-league football that not many people know. Now, the officials on a daily basis are 160 pounds for a home game. So you've got them. You then got your out costs of you have to provide food for the away team and the home team. Then you have to provide obviously the ground and training facilities and stuff like that, which we have to pay for. We then have to get our accreditation back, and this all costs money. And unfortunately, like I said, when we took over, the old chairmans took the accounts or whatever he had in control of them, and we've had to start from fresh. And that's what I'm saying is, last season our main aim was just to get to the end of the season. Thankfully we did, and thankfully we've got some great people on board who are volunteers now. We've got the likes of Charlotte, who runs our social media. She's amazing. She's obviously, I don't know if you've seen over the last few days, San Marino have been tweeting us wanting a friendly and stuff like that. And
that's brilliant, that.
Yeah, well, like I said, she's been dealing with that, and San Marino have been there, and they want a friendly, and she's been absolutely fantastic. We brought in a bloke called Brian Telfer, who runs a group called his own business. He does catering business. He's at Salford and Halifax Football Club, so he's a big name in non-league football, and he's come on board and he's been brilliant, providing food and catering for us to run our own cafe and make money. Obviously, we then had last year we had Anthony Stubbs, who was running what we're trying to do is become a fan club where you pay a membership and stuff like that. So he's been working on that. We've just brought a new lad called Matt Padden in, who does the programs this year, who does the programs. We have what they call Lance, who has been here a long time. He's been with Durham's Football Club for 25 years. He left, obviously, under the old regime, but he's come back in, and he's a massive help with helping with the kits, helping on match days and stuff like that. He's a loyal Durham fan, and like I could name, there's so many. Justin, who's come on as secretary, and we've just got two new lads on called Ryan and Charlie, who are now commercial managers, who are literally getting sponsorship for this season, so we can survive this season with the ground, new sponsorship for our away days. And then we've got the main one, for me anyway, is DCD teamwear. Now, last season, like I said, is we had no kit. The old chairman, the old thing, they took the whole kit with them. So we had nothing. And DCD, what a company, by the way, have provided us last season with a free kit for nothing. They give us a kit, give us 17 shirts, a goalkeeper strip, and put their name on the strip, but they give us it for free. And what they've done this year is they've done exactly the same. They believe in us and they're helping us, and they've given us a brand new kit again this season. We've got a brand new home kit for them, which will be worn for our first home game. So there's a lot of people out there. Yes, there is a lot of negativity that comes with Durham from the old account, but thankfully now what is being seen on social media, we are making this club right and we're running it right. And what's happening is with us running it right, we're getting a lot of support from, which is amazing, by the way, from people, not just in Durham area, would you believe? We have a woman from America called Skylar. She's been amazing. She's been putting in sponsorship for players and stuff like that. We have a lad up in Scotland called Andrew Perkins. He literally is a Durham fan, but he lives up in Scotland, and he's obviously wants to share. There's too many to name, but they all want Durham to succeed. And me and Gary knew that Durham's a massive club with massive history, and if you get it run right, it can become a club for the supporters and the fans, not being run like a business. It's being run as an actual club for the fans, and that's what we want.
And I suppose we should now maybe get to the actual football that's going on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because recently, I've won 2 of your last 3 games, and the one you didn't win was a 1-0 defeat against Bolton, who won 7-1 with the previous friendly. How brilliant is that for you to get those kind of results?
Yeah, well, like I said, I've always believed in myself. I'm an ex-Northern League player, ex-professional player at Scarborough Football Club. I've played around the Northern League for a long time. I used to play for Bishop Auckland. I played for Shildon. I've played for Bedlington Terriers. I played for Hebburn. I played for Northallerton. There's not a lot of clubs, to be honest, in the Northern League that I haven't played for. But throughout that, I've acquired a lot of mates, and I still know a lot of footballers in the game. And what also has helped is I have 2 boys. I have a 20-year-old Brandon Gredziak and a 17-year-old Preston Gredziak, who I used to run my youngest youth team, which was Darlington Academy, would you believe? So I was at Darlington from under 12s to under 16s. So I know a lot of lads from that Darlington area, young lads now who are just starting to come into the game. And I've got a few of them on board now who are with me at the club, who are just coming into their game. And they've played at a high level. And also what I've managed to do is, with the help of my coaches and my backroom staff, I've got a brilliant backroom staff. A lad called James Gilby, who was at Darlington RA, and he was there. And then I brought in another lad called Kyle Robinson, who does Sunday football, and he knows a lot of players from Sunday football. And then obviously I've got a lad called Junior Masandi's come on as my coach. He knows a lot of lads from Borough. And what I've managed to do is, in reality, I've got players from a bigger area because of these coaches. For example, James Gilby, he lives in Stockton, so does Junior. Now, Kyle lives in Aycliffe, so he lives over there. I live in Richmond and Darlington area, so I know lads down here. And then we have the lad from actually Sunderland area. So what's managed to happen is we've got a squad together now that is probably good enough, in my opinion, to compete in the Northern League. And I'm not just saying that, right? Because most of these players are turning down Northern League clubs to play for me. Like I said, is Josh Thompson was at Sunderland RCA last year, and he's now captain of my team. And he was getting over £100 a game. I've just brought in Famara Jata. He's played at Wolverhampton. He's what they call it. He's been at Billy Town this pre-season, and he's come and signed up. I've also just literally got Dimmy and JT, both Northern League players, played at Wolverhampton. The quality players. Add that into the mix of the young. Add that into the mix of the young lad that I already have. I've just brought in a lad called Ethan Lyons who had at Shildon Reserves. Now Ethan Lyons, he's 19, well, just turned 20, should I say, young goalkeeper. When I had him at Shildon Reserves, he played for Jamie when he was at Shildon, when Shildon first team. Now Jamie brought him in there as and he played 5 games for Shildon first team in Northern Premier League. So it goes to show that the standard of player that I've got now is unreal. Now, there's another lad there called Ross Hutchinson. Ross Hutchinson was at Crook last season. So, like I said, I've got Northern League players that are playing below the standard, but they trust me and believe in me and the staff, and they want to help Durham. And that's why we've had the result. That's why we've had the results we have, if I'm being brutally honest.
And obviously, like you say, you feel the club is good enough for the Northern League. Shooting that result against Bolton, who are, of course, a very good side. Shooting that score really show that, and it's just still going to give you confidence for the new season.
If I'm being brutally honest, we played Chesley Street and we played Sunderland West End in our first two games. Now, I started with our first team that in them first two games, and we were 2-2 at half time at Sunderland West End before I brought Trialis on, and we were 2-1 up against Chesley Street at half time before I brought Trialis on. So what I said is, I'm just like, I know a game is 90 minutes, and at the end of the day, yes, we did lose them two, but we've competed for 45 minutes with Northern League Division and Division 2 teams, and in reality, bar bringing the trialists on and giving younger lads a chance, which is obviously not, which has hindered it, but in reality, we've been in games with Northern League sides, so I know that we're capable. And if you look at some of their teams' budgets in the Northern League, now I don't like Bolden's. I don't know what they're paying, but I know that there is a budget there, and I've got no zero budget. The bloods are coming here and paying their own yellow cards and red cards. So it goes to show that they believe in the system, they believe in the club, they believe in me, which is all I can ask for.
What is your aim for this season then?
Promotion. There is nothing else. Promotion. Winning the league, promotion, cup run. That is it. That is it. I won't accept anything else, to be honest. Like I said, I haven't built this team just to make the numbers up. I'm not gonna sit here and say, look, if coming into the season we've not got it, then I hold my hands up. I take blame because, like I said, I don't know what this league's about. I don't know what teams are in there. I can't say that, but we take each game professionally, and we will be adapting that when we take up the game. Now, if we get beaten on the day by the better team, so be it. But Durham's aim has to be promotion, like to get back up these ladders. Now we've got a 5-year plan in place. That 5-year plan is back into the Northern League, hopefully back playing in Durham. That is the long-term goal. Now, is it achievable? Playing in the Northern League, yes. But if you know the non-league system, there's not many Northern League clubs not Northern League grounds, should I say, in Durham now. New Ferrens Park failed its Northern League standards because obviously Borough Rangers went to play there and they got told they had to move off. So Durham Corinthians are playing there now, and I'm meant to believe that if they try and go for promotion, that they can't play there next season. So the only other one is Maiden Castle. Do you know what I mean? And there's already clubs on there. There are already clubs on there, and they want astronomical prices. So there is no really Northern League ground in Durham. So.
And where exactly are you playing now?
We're playing at Leyburn Grove, which is it's Houghtonley Spring, so it's 5 mile away from Durham City Centre. Well, from Durham, 5 mile along the 1690 towards Sunderland. There's a little village called Houghton. It's a decent ground. It's got floodlights. It's got barriers up. It's got we play midweek games. It's got dugouts. It's all there, purposely built. It is a nice ground. If we were given permission by Sunderland Council to build on it, that is something that we could look at in the future, definitely.
And final question: how has pre-season training been going for you?
Like I said, it's been good, to be fair, because we've had a lot of interest from players that are wanting to join the club. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, look, we've given every kid or every person that's applied and a chance to shine or to at least showcase themselves. Like I said, I believe that everyone deserves a chance, and that's what we've tried to do. Yes, some aren't good enough, and we found that out. But overall, pre-season has been good. We've got 26 players registered for squad players, which we'll be rolling with for the season now. That's where we're at. We won't be adding any more, and We might, I'm sorry, won't be adding a lot more. There might be the odd couple, but that will be it. And yeah, pre-season's been really good. We've like I said, you've seen the results, and we've still got 3 left to come. We've got on Saturday, Great Park, Northern Alliance team. They've just been promoted from the second division to the first. They're now in the Northern Alliance first. We've then got Easington Colliery on the Tuesday night at Leyburn Grove at our place, which will be a great game to see against Ollie Hotchkiss, who's ex-Durham manager. He's a good friend of mine. He's bringing his Easington team down, and they've been battering teams pre-season, and they've done really well pre-season, so that's going to be a tough test. And then we finish with Durham United, Darlington United, sorry, the new Darlington United team at Leyburn Grove on Saturday. And then we look at playing the last home fixture, away fixture is against a team from down in London, which we've just sorted out on the 5th of August. So
It should be a really good trip for you then, will it?
yeah, well, they're coming up here. They're coming up to play at
Oh,
Teesside.
really?
Yeah, so they come up to Teesside University to play. So we're going to be playing them at Teesside University, and they're quite a well-known, what do you call it, team from London. And they've got some good strips. So you have to keep an eye on social media. Charlotte's just posted it, I think, while we've been online.
Right, well, thank you so much for that. This point of this series, I've been doing this, is to get more stories onto the channel about more clubs. And I've got to say, I think of all the ones I've done so far, with respect to obviously all the other managers that I've had on, this has definitely been the best one, because I think just hearing about all the stuff the club has gone through, it's been absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much for that.
No problems at all. Anytime. I appreciate it. Thanks very much. Let us give our pride.
And thank you to your to Charlotte, who runs your socials, for also getting us in contact with each other, obviously, as well. She's watching this. Thank you for that, Charlotte.
Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. She's amazing. She is amazing.
Yeah. I will be doing as well. I'm doing going to be doing at the end of the season some season reviews with the managers that I've had on. Would you like to come back on the channel for that?
Not a problem. Anytime you want me, just message me. You've got my phone. You've got anything like that. Anytime you want, bud.
Thank you so much for that. Take care.
And you, mate. Take care, pal.